My friends, look, the window is closing. We're going to talk about this here. Flamengo won't sign anyone at the end of the window. They won't sign the striker. It'll be left for later. We did some research here. Really, Flamengo wasn't able to sign the striker that Filipe Luis had requested. Flamengo is still in the market looking for this striker. But we come here like always. Hey guys, greetings, red and black fans. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just joining, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. On YouTube, subscribe, turn on notifications, hit the bell, and leave a like. It's time to turn things around. Flamengo needs to reach the final, win the Carioca, start the year, and then think about the Brazilian Championship, Copa do Brasil, and Libertadores. This year, there's no room to lose anything. They've already lost what they could lose. Last year, they were champions of everything. But nobody lives in the past. Only museums do. So I'm bringing you some important information in this video. Check it out. The international transfer window closes this Tuesday, and Flamengo was not able to sign a forward. That way, the arrival of a new name for the position. We know that Flamengo needs another forward to replace a possible departure of Pedro. When he's there, either injured or as Flamengo has options, they need to have an option for Pedro. Flamengo still has a chance to sign someone, which I will explain to you. But the international transfer window, forget it. It closes tomorrow. There's no time, especially because nothing is in progress. If anything, look, they're waiting for the paperwork to arrive tomorrow and all that. Okay, but it's not, nothing is happening. So most likely tomorrow we'll have the transfer window closing without Flamengo signing anyone. So the arrival of this new name for the attack should be postponed to the mid-year window. In a more distant scenario, the reinforcement would only arrive at Rubro Negro at the end of the season, which could even be Caio Jorge, who is the player Filipe Luis wants so much. That is, if Filipe Luis stays as Flamengo's head coach until the end of the year, which obviously depends on a turnaround, on changing this current situation, because he's under pressure. We know he won't be fired, but he's under pressure. They have to qualify for the final today with a convincing game, with a convincing result. It's not just because they have a 3-goal advantage. No, they need a convincing result. And to win the championship and play a great game in the final as well. That's what the fans want to see. Because of the title, the Rio de Janeiro State Championship, the 3rd consecutive Rio title, the 40th Rio title, it's cool. Okay, I think it's cool, but the state championship doesn't really carry much weight for the season. But it's a relief, right, for Flamengo to win a title at this moment, you know? Coming off some losses, it would be important to turn things around for the Rubro Negro this year. Okay, so the option Flamengo has is to sign players from Brazilian football. With the Brazilian transfer window open, Flamengo can still sign a striker currently playing in the country. Now, there isn't a high-level player like Flamengo is looking for who doesn't have a huge release clause, right? So Flamengo is going to wait and see what happens. I spoke with a source connected to the board who said that Flamengo is very unlikely to sign any player, any striker for very high amounts or by paying a release clause. Now, did they sign someone? So Flamengo's going to wait for a market opportunity. They're evaluating. Okay, they told me again that Flamengo is still evaluating to see which clubs are going to go down, that are going to be relegated in the leagues, in the main leagues. Over there in Europe, there's even the possibility, right? We've already talked about Tati Castellanos, who used to play for Paqueta's team, West Ham. I don't think he's all that. I don't think he's that good. To be honest with you, even Juninho Xereke is doing better in Mexico than Tati is at West Ham. You see, it's really important for a player to get minutes, for a player to have opportunities. Juninho is playing. Juninho is the top scorer in the Mexican league. His team is the most attacking team in the Mexican league, the team that scores the most goals. And Juninho is the main standout of Pumas in Mexico. Why is that? What did I tell you? That he needed what? Opportunity? So then Flamengo, because of our actions, really shouldn't sign players with high release clauses from Brazilian football. What could happen is occasionally Flamengo might find a player either in Serie A or Serie B, but a player who is a bit more accessible, an opportunity, but that's difficult. Flamengo is considering signing Bombasco, the striker, and is evaluating the market for opportunities to sign someone mid-year or later. Yeah, Valdir Jr. is saying incompetence of the scout, complaining the lookalike of Filipe Luis. Mango needs to hire a better scouting team before hiring players. Yeah, Janderson Pinho. We don't need new signings. The team is already a machine. We just need to know how to get these guys to perform. I agree, okay? But I think one more signing would help. A really good striker. Thiago Eliana said that. I don't think there's that much need for these signings. What really needs to happen is to make Flamengo's squad play soccer, show results like they know how to. It's that simple. From William Quiroz, the youth academy doesn't have anyone. In the past, Flamengo used to make stars at home, but the worst part is they do have some. There are some really good kids in the youth academy, Guilherme, right, son? Yes, some really good youngsters. But unfortunately for the youth team, for the under-20 team, they didn't do well in the Carioca Championship at the beginning. And then, well, it happened. Now, recently, the quality dropped a lot. They even lost to Vasco in the under-20 as and all. They took a heavy defeat there. A player got sent off. Nobody talks about it, but a player got sent off. And recently, when they suffered a heavy defeat in the youth, in the juniors, in the under-20s, it was because a player got sent off. So, guys, I always analyze this, okay? And I also see that Flamengo's youth academy is good. It's strong. It really did go through a tough time, okay? And I think we can't judge everyone. Felipe Teresa left, had some issues. Now he's at Palmeiras and all that. But we have other players there. We have Guilherme, like I said, and there are other players who can be used in the main team. But, man, the big star, Flamengo lost him. Flamengo sold him for a ridiculous price. Today, if they want to sign him, they have to pay 60 million euros. That's Rodrigo Muniz, you know? He's there. He's in the Premier League at Fulham, right? Yeah, man. So, guys, I think Flamengo didn't know how to value Rodrigo Muniz, okay? And ended up losing this fantastic striker that is Muniz. Look, let me bring you some important information from Vanderlei Luxemburgo. Analyzing Flamengo's team on his social media, Luxemburgo was honest and commented on Flamengo's current moment in the season. I watched Flamengo's game and was disappointed with the red and black team. So I'm going to make an analysis. Flamengo has the best squad in Brazil today, along with some other clubs, but Flamengo is the best individually. I'm going to get Watinho here, guys. Just a second. I've already stopped the car, just taking him out of the car seat, because otherwise he's going to cry. Come here. Do you want to come? Daddy wants to come. Daddy doesn't need to. No, honey, do you want to come? Daddy wants to come with daddy here. Let daddy clean here. Hold on, okay? No, don't cry. Don't cry, man. Don't cry. Let's not... No. Mommy will pick you up, okay? I'm coming to meet you guys. So, Otinho, 3 months today, huh, guys? 3 little months today. Amazing, Otinho. Well, guys, let's go. Check this out. So, he said the following, Luxemburgo. Flamengo has the best squad in Brazil today, along with other clubs, but Flamengo is the best individually. Okay, thank you. Yeah, but that doesn't win championships. Having the best squad individually, you only win if you play as a team. Flamengo is out of game rhythm because they're constantly taking players out, putting players in, taking players out, and players need game rhythm. Man, I totally agree with Luxemburgo. It's not just physical conditioning, it's game rhythm. And another thing, the ball doesn't go in when you want it to. To win the championship, you don't just play, you have to win. You have to go after the result. Time goes by fast in football. 90 minutes end really quickly, and you don't give up playing every single minute with your eyes on the sky. He's something else. That's how football works. To win, you have to be determined. With guts, Luxemburgo is unbelievable. My brother, a lot of grit, a lot of drive, and show that you have quality, and you're going to put it into practice to win the game. I see Flamengo as a very good team with many excellent players, but they can't put into practice the drive they once had with Filipe Luis himself. Winning games is different. Winning championships is different. So he's saying here that you need to have a team. You need to define the starters. The guys need to play to get into rhythm now. Today, he'll put Andrew in and soon take Rossi out again. Rossi is just messing up, slipping, losing the ball, conceding silly goals because he's out of rhythm, but Andrew needs to have it too. Being a goalkeeper is like that, man. The backup goalkeeper will never have rhythm, Filipe, never. There's only one goalkeeper. The backup in soccer will never have rhythm. That doesn't exist. And what Jorge Jesus' assistant said, it really goes along with this too. It defines the starting lineup. And stop with this thing about expensive players that need to be recovered. Samuel Lino, put him in during the game. Emerson Royal, put him in during the game when they need to come in. But the starter is the one who has improved. And your starting lineup should be your best performers. And that's it, because the way things are, it can't stay like this, man. And Luxemburgo is absolutely right, really right. Look, we actually have the information here to share with you. I already gave you the full details of the game earlier. The probable lineup for Flamengo: Andrew, Royal, Danilo, Vital, and Alexandro. It's Everton, Araujo, De La Cruz, yes. Carrascal, Cebolinha, Paqueta, and Pedro. Okay, it could be that he comes with Cebolinha and the Planet. Well, that would be ideal, okay? He would come with, I'll say this, I would bring Paqueta instead of De La Cruz. Okay, my team, the team I think he's going to bring, okay, that's Andrew Royal. Yeah. Wait, something went wrong here. The team I think he'll put on the field: Andrew Royal, Danilo, Vitão, Alexandro, Everton, Araújo, De La Cruz, Carrascal, Paquetá, Cebolinha, and Pedro. Okay, that's the team I think he'll put on the field. The team I would go with has Paquetá as the second midfielder, since Jorginho can't play and Eric Pulgar is out too, right? He's injured. So I would go with Rossi. That was the team I would choose, Rossi. Varela, Danilo, Vitão, Ayrton Lucas, man, he also needs it. The player needs rhythm. And Ayrton, I think Alexandro isn't doing that well this season. Everton, Araújo, Paquetá is the second, Carrascal, Luis Araújo, Cebolinha, and Pedro. That was my team, tell me. So do you agree or disagree with the team that would take the field, the one I would put on the field today? Yeah, I want to talk here about, man, Wesley's amazing goal, right? Man, what a goal by Wesley, right, buddy? What a goal by Wesley. He scored a similar goal. Look, his goal was very similar. Look at this, man. Wesley's goal was similar to Vinny Jr.'s goal. He went to celebrate dancing in front of the corner flag, man. He went to celebrate dancing in front of the corner flag, man. What a great goal by Wesley. Our kid who's going to soar, right? That's what I say, man. The kids go out to fly. The case of Muniz too, right? Like I said, the striker that Flamengo ends up that they were left without, right? A great striker. That's what Muniz is. We know that today the crowd will be smaller. The game is at 9 p.m. on a Monday. The crowd will be reduced to less than 15,000 people. That's the expectation. It's sad since Flamengo settled it in the first game and fans are now discouraged with the team, right? And for sure, there will be complaints, there will be booing, there's no way around it. But real sadness is the life of a Vasco fan, right, man? Did you see this one about the problems from over there? This one on Globo Esporte, man. They went to interview the Vasco fan there. Look, I got cheated on yesterday.
I came to see Vasco win today, but for the final, I don't think they'll be champions.
I came to see Vasco reach the final.
There's no problem at all, so after today, not after today, I'm happy and now I'm not worried, not even my voice. I got cheated on yesterday.
I got cheated on yesterday.
I got cheated on yesterday.
What a sadness, the sadness of a Vasco fan, man.
And do you know who? The illegal cable guy?
The illegal cable guy. He knows?
He keeps laughing. He even knows it's true.
Hold on, calm down, man. Hold on. The illegal cable guy, man. The illegal cable guy. And you're complaining about your life, my man. You're there complaining about your life. Credits to Globo Esporte. We're reacting here and you're complaining about your life. Vasco was eliminated by Fluminense. They haven't won a title in I don't know how many years, haven't beaten Flamengo in a final since Coca back in 88. No, they won't get the chance to win again because they don't even make it to the finals. And the guy even gets cheated on by the cable guy, man. The guy who installs illegal cable. What a shame, man. The guy even says, man, I got cheated on. Man, the situation for a Vasco fan is, man, it's really sad, dude. It's really sad, guys. Look at this. I was contacted here by Cacau Cota, former director of external relations at Flamengo, who was very involved in the acquisition of the Gasômetro land. And he wanted to talk about the issue that Fabricio Kika mentioned about Flamengo possibly losing the land due to the agreement between the federal government and City Hall, which City Hall failed to fulfill, including all promised construction and other commitments, which is an amount of 426 million that the City Hall would have to cover and everything else that the land could. About Flamengo Stadium, which is the Gasômetro there, the sale to Flamengo could be canceled, could be annulled and everything else. And I'm going to try to get back here now to Cacau Cota. Hi, I'm here with Cacau Cota. Cacau, you were also at the forefront of the management there. You were at the forefront of Rodolfo Landim's management, working directly with the mayor and with Eduardo Paes and with Pedro Paulo. Please accept the video. And you were also helping with everything, the issue of the land and everything else. So I wanted to know, why did this news come out? There's nothing against it.
Flamengo's land, not science.
The land belongs to Flamengo. Flamengo is a private institution, bought the land, paid for it, and the land belongs to Flamengo. What exists is an investment agreement between the City Hall and the federal government, which may not be being 100% fulfilled. So let's do the following. The Maravilla terminal will be finished. It will end. The bus station will end. The Marcelo Alencar tunnel will end. All those buildings over there by RJZ that were built will end. Porto Maravilla, the Porto Maravilla project is over. The aquarium will end. The Museum of Tomorrow will end. The Samba schools that are there, their warehouses will end.
So there's no chance at all of expropriating again?
Zero chance of expropriating Flamengo's land. It's zero. That's just wrong.
So there's zero chance of Flamengo losing the land.
He's a star. I'll say it again. Fabricio Cutica is a star when it comes to stadiums, the stadium construction, stadium architecture. Other than that, he needs to have patience and calm so he doesn't say something like that. When it comes time to start disappointing Flamengo's fans who are already dealing with other problems, which will be, I have no doubt, I'm not a fan of management. I'm not here to defend management A, B, or C. I, as a fan of Club de Regatas do Flamengo, my responsibility, my commitment is to the club. Just like me. I'm sure BAP will solve this small obstacle that's happening right now. I trust him. He's my friend. I worked with him. He was my vice president. I'm sure we're going to get through this difficult moment. It's a simple obstacle between the City Hall and the federal government. And do you have any doubt that it will be resolved in an election year? Do you have any doubt that these agreements are not always fulfilled, that all the investment is not made? This investment is not in the Gasômetro area. It's an investment in the entire Porto Maravilla area. That whole area belonged to Caixa Econômica Federal. This agreement is for the entire area, not just for Gasômetro.
I see. So zero risk, right?
To take this opportunity, and for the people who are going to watch, it's that whole area there. There are archaeological remains because all of that is reclaimed land. It starts at Flamengo Park and goes all the way to the port. All of that is reclaimed land. And then
you were involved in the land issue. You were involved in everything. You're connected to everyone, even to BAP. You're very close to everyone. So, man, it's always a pleasure for me to open up the space, you know? And are you explaining things, right?
I will always, my commitment is with the institution of the Flamengo Regatta Club. I'll repeat, I'm not a supporter of the board.
I know that, man. I know that.
And I'm here to work and help BAP with whatever he needs, guidance. I'm here to defend Flamengo.
Thanks, Cacau. We're together. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye. That's it, Cacau Cota, who was also in the previous administration. at the time of the land acquisition, the issue of expropriation, right? He reached out to say that it wasn't true and all that. I called and he responded saying that there's nothing going on, that there won't be any risk of losing the land. That's it. I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and leave a cool like on the video. Leave a comment about what you thought, okay? We always respect all sides. Fabricio Kika is also a guy I respect a lot. He had his own information. I also think Cacao has the right to explain what he said, the truth of the facts, that there's no risk at all. Fabricio Kika brought this information. We're always open here to listen to all sides of the story. All right, that's it. So I want to see your comment. I'll be glad to see your comment. Thank you very much for your company. Rubro Negro greetings. This is Flamengo. Thanks.